The Southern African Development Community, SADC, is a regional economic community comprising of 16 member states. The main objectives of the Southern African Development Community, SADC, are to achieve economic development, peace, security, and growth, alleviate poverty, enhance the standard and quality of life of the people of the Southern African, and support the socially disadvantaged through the regional integration. CATS International, Lusaka, set out on a mission to uncover the challenges and opportunities in the pursuit of realizing the authentic essence of SADC regional integration in both Zambia and the region at large.
What we are just trying to say is that we really need to have a lot of much more leverage to input into what comes as resolutions at the National Development Coordinating Committee level under the economic cluster where the SADC National Committee sits. So what we are also trying to say is that the mechanism of engagement must be an engagement that should allow the participation of all non-state actors, including the academia, including the trade unions, and including private sector, into making sure that we are going to have a representative voice when we are talking about the implementation of the Regional Indicative Strategy Development Plan.
Yeah, obviously we've talked about the fact that production will be growing, which is an above the line, a turnover-based benefit. But on the input side, if we localize as much as possible of the mining value chain, that is the inputs, the manufacture of those goods locally, then we will be at a significant advantage again in cost, because a lot of the raw materials that are required are here. We now have a steel industry present, and we have a situation where in South Africa there are a lot of original equipment manufacturers looking to set up shop in key mining markets across the continent, Zambia being one of them. If you were to establish this lowering of cost through what are called, altogether you call them mining, engineering and technical services, here, this has no reason not to become a mining, engineering and technical services hub, and for these services to then be re-exported to our neighboring mining countries that are also in development.
Well, the fundamental issue is harness, right? Harnessing comes from the ability of any entity to have potential. So an understanding is that the young people of Africa and SADC are the enlightened and dynamic force upon whom the future and destiny of our region and the continent lies. And henceforth, one of the major things that is needed for the harnessing of this potential is the implementation of an increased education platform for them to learn. So we need a lot of access to education for young people in the SADC region and the African continent, for them to be knowledgeable about the systems of the world.